Welcome to The Juice. This is a show all about people, places, and of course, great wine. Today we have a wonderful guest coming all the way from Spain. Marta Casas is a talented female winemaker from the Parés Balta in Penedès, Spain. She'll be teaching us about biodynamics in Spain. We'll be tasting a wonderful cava from her portfolio, and her estate is just 30-minute drive from the beautiful Barcelona. Is a third generation winemaking growing family, and they're cultivating in a biodynamic way. So that will be our focus around conversation today. Join us. Well, welcome, Marta. It looks like a beautiful day in Spain today. Look at that sun shining down on you. How nice is that?
Yes, hello Angela, how are you? I'm here with this sunny day that we are waiting for the spring. We are still in winter, but today, the first day of Carnival with this sunny day, that's fantastic, wonderful.
Yes, it's February 11th and it's Carnival, but you're right, we're in a pandemic. And so now everybody's celebrating in their own way. There's no large gatherings. It must be something everybody, I'm sure, misses in Spain today.
Yes. Here it's typical in the roads to take the parade, to have dressed and eat special cakes. But today, all the people at home and here with our wines, we can celebrate it.
Yes, at least we still have wine. It's very true. I do have a glass of cava here poured for us to taste, and there's a lovely cava over here that I'm looking forward to learning all about. Your wines, I know your wines are available across Canada, and they have been for 20 years in Ontario. Yes. Such a fabulous wine. They're brought in through Noble Estates and very popular. I mean, today we're talking about cava, and you're bringing us into the world of biodynamics. I'm very excited to talk with you about everything that the winery is doing on a biodynamic level. And you have a background in pharmaceuticals, and obviously, the winery is a third generation winery, and you've really, there's a female winemaking team, and that's very exciting.
Yes, we are a family winery here just 50 kilometers south of Barcelona in Spain, and in the Penedès wine region. That's a region that we make the cava. The style is as champagne, but with our own name, that's cava, the sparkling wine. And the whole family are involved in the winery, and two ladies making the wine, me and my sister-in-law, that we fell in love with our husbands, with the area, with the Penedès region, with the wines. And now here, 18 years ago that I started here with her and with my husband, with all the whole family, and very, very proud of it, because we have in the whole area 5 different states with different varieties, with organic farming and biodynamic as well. So, and now I am the teacher of this. So it's a very interesting thing, this life and these things that I discovered with the wines, because the first time I was a pharmacist.
Yes, you have quite a journey, and it's so inspiring for other women to watch you and your sister-in-law make the wonderful wines from Parés Balta. And I'm looking forward to trying the sparkling. I've been holding off to taste with you, and I know you have a plethora of items to show us about biodynamics. I feel like biodynamics is something that we're still learning about here in the New World a little bit, and understanding. All these New World wine drinkers, all the young wine drinkers, maybe don't know what biodynamics is. And I feel like there's so much to it. I mean, it's a very long conversation. It's so in-depth. But give us a sort of a snapshot of what biodynamics means to you and your winery.
Yes, biodynamics is a way of life, is a way of working, and it's as well a philosophy. But I have here some examples for showing to the people that perhaps they don't know what is it. But first of all, understand that it's another step after organic way. Organic way means don't use pesticides, no herbicides. And biodynamics means that it's this, but we use another plants for being health our plants. So it's plants that heal plants. And now, if I can change the camera, I can show you. Yes, here.
Yes. Oh, beautiful. What a gorgeous day. I'm so jealous. We're in Canada and there's snow and it's cold.
here it's very, very hot today. Very
Yeah.
hot. So here I can show you the horn of the cow, the plants that we have. That here we use chamomile, dandelion, horsetail as well, nettle. So these plants are very important in biodynamic. Biodynamic means that you use these plants for having health into the soil and having health into the plant. So it's very important, this goal, this aim of biodynamic, giving vitality. It's very important to have vitality in your plant because then you have vitality in the grapes and finally with the wine. So with these plants, we achieve this structure of the soil, this structure of the leaves and the grapes, the growing process, the ripening process of the plant. And Rudolf Steiner was the philosopher who discovered it and developed it. And he said, if you put these plants like an infusion, like a tea, it's like a
tea, yes,
as homeopathic way, you can achieve vitality in your roots, in the rootstock, in the soil with a lot of biodiversity because you create a lot of microorganisms, bacteria, a lot of animals in the soil, and then your plant, it's growing very healthy. So this is the aim, the goal of biodynamic, to obtain this grape of these wines that's with a lot of vitality. And then when you drink the cava today with you, we will drink a lot of vitality, a lot of energy. This energy we can analyze, we can obtain a data, but it's with numbers. It's like this. I can show you if you will see. This is a plaque. You can see?
Yes. Okay.
And this structure of this, it's like branches, like a draw of a plant. It's the force of the energy, the vital energy that Steiner said. If you have plants with vitality, you can achieve these beautiful drops with this analysis. It's complicated to explain today because it's a class that I teach, but with biodynamics, you need to understand that this is the vitality in the soil, the vitality in the plant for having your vitality. So for this reason, it's very important to eat and drink organic food, organic meal, and organic drinks like this, biodynamic drinks.
So I feel like we can hear the planes going by. That's so exciting. But you know, you're right. We are what we eat and what we drink. And so putting purity and good nutritional items into us helps, you know, obviously your human part of your body stay more healthy and active.
Yes. And we have the calendar Maria Thun. It's the calendar that I like most because Maria Thun was a girl that was studying a lot with the seeds, with the plants, and with the relation with the moon. And here we have every month with different colors that we can see which day is today, if the moon is crossing through a constellation of a fruit or of leaf or earth or flower. So usually you can read or hear that today is a good day for tasting because it's a fruit wine. It's a fruit day, sorry. And this is the best days. So here with this calendar, you can know which day we are today, which day it's good for pruning, which day is good for having picking the grapes, harvesting, or to make a tasting. So I always say that it's important, but it's not the tool that it's making the decisions, because of course we need more things for having decisions, but it's a good thing to know if today it's good or not, and have awareness if today is a good day for tasting or not. Okay, it's
what is it? Is it the fruit days where wine tastes the best?
Yes, the fruit.
Yeah, it's the fruit days. Yeah.
fruit day. And today, for example, it's 11th. It's not the best day because today is the root day. It's the best day, for example, for red wines from Priorato, from areas like here, Priorato. It's a special wine region with a special soil that make the red wines with a lot of minerality. And when you have this kind of wines, for example, it's good a day like today, a root day. But for example, for a cava or for a white wine, it's better the flower or fruit. But well,
okay.
Of course. But if you take aware of this, it's better to understand that some days you take notice that or you feel that this wine it's not a good day, and yeah, and the same wine another day it's better. So this
It's like humans, you know, we get a little moody here and there, and you know, we should live more like the stars maybe a little bit. And I know you do a lot with the astrology, so there's a lot about sort of what's under the ground, what's above the ground, and what's in the air that contributes to a fully holistic view of wine growing and wine enjoyment, really.
Very, very interesting to know how is the cosmos with the planets, the positions of them. Now this February, last January and December and the whole 2020 was a very, very hard period of time with the planets. We studied it, and it seems like a magic or like a thing that's not scientific, but well, I only say that the planets were with a lot of tension, and here the Earth as well. And in the vineyards, in last summer, in the harvest, we had the worst harvest with mildew, with the fungus, because we had in the spring a lot of water. And the farmers with the garden market as well, they had problems. A lot of problems with the plants, a lot of problems with the health, with the COVID, with the pandemic. I don't know if it's 100% real, but of course, if you have the telescope, you can see that's new moon. Today it's new moon. We have the new moon and 4 planets in the same constellation. So they're very hard tensions now. And I hope in spring and on summer, they will be separate, and the tension that we have would be better. So we proceed.
Yeah, that's a very interesting. I like wine astrology. This is great. I mean, 2020 we all knew was a challenging year, and now we know in many places of the world, I mean, it was challenging for vintages. What do you do anything special with the sparkling? Because I know you do have some old vines, and the grapes in the cava you have are Pereda, Chirello, and the third one is
Hey, well done.
Yes, exactly. Yes, the sparkling there.
I don't know if you can see. This is the sediment.
Yes.
You can see. So this is a sparkling wine. I explain you with these 3 varieties that you have mentioned: Parellada, Macabeo, and Charello, the 3 typical varieties here in Penedès wine region. We make this blend, a blend of wine with the grapes that we pick in harvest. We ferment in a stainless steel tank, and now in January, February, it's when we do the tirage. The tirage, you can see me? Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
It's moving with this wind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's the diet. So in this moment in winter is when we fill these bottles with this special cork, and we add some sugar and some yeast. So for this reason, you can see here this sediment. The sediment with 18 months. Some cavas are 12, the other more aging, 24. We can achieve 80 months because I have Gran Reservas cavas that have a long aging. And this period of time is because we need that this yeast eat the sugar that we add in order to make inside the bottle the bubbles, the gas, CO2, because they eat the sugar and they make the gas, the CO2, CO2 gas.
Yes.
So for this reason is when Dom Perignon in Champagne discovered this sparkling wine, because it was alive here that was making something, and he didn't know what was. And later they discovered that they were the yeast that fermenting. When we decide to release it and then to drink, as later we will do, we need to purify this in order to have all clean. So here I have now all the sediment in the neck, because little by little I am doing in the cellar room this movement for having all the sediment just here in this part of the neck.
Marta, can you move the bottle down just a little bit? Move it down to your elbow.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, no, your arm with the bottle, just move it down. There we go. There we go. Perfect.
Here? Okay,
yes,
sorry.
Perfect. No, that's okay.
And when we will have it by this position,
yes,
then froze the neck and then open it with the pressure of the gas. The ice that we will have it here when we froze the neck, it goes out, and then we will put the bottle in the correct position, we will refill it, we will put the cork, and then we can release it. So now we can say that and we can drink it when the aging is past, and you can drink 18 months later this brut, this sparkling wine made with the typical varieties Xarel·lo, Macabeo, and Parellada. That's the brut that you have now. And we can say cheers, clink, clink.
Yeah, cheers.
Have the glass. I'm not now.
Yeah, I'm cheersing. Cheers.
So here you can see the process of the cava, the sparkling wine. That's the same of champagne. That's the traditional method. And here in Penedès wine region is the same as in champagne, but with different varieties, with different agings, because usually in different regions when you taste some traditional methods, usually the norms, the rules are changing. Here the minimum it's 9, but here it's 18. So depending on the region, depending on the winery, you can taste sparklings with the same method, but with different aging. So here you can see that's with a lot of fruit, because the Parellada is the variety that you have here in a main proportion. It's around more than 60%. The Parellada gives the flowers this aroma that is very intensive, very enjoyable, that it invites you to drink. Then the Macabeo gives the fruit, this proportion of fruit that when you drink it, you can feel it in the mouth. And then the Xarel·lo brings the body, brings this alcohol degree, so the structure. So here when we taste it with these little bubbles, wow, yummy. Fantastic for today, this sunny day.
Oh yeah. It's beautiful for today. It's the perfect day to pop some cava. Like I know your evening is probably going to be filled with much wine drinking today. So that's great. But I love that you gave us the description about how each grape contributes to the overall taste profile of the wine, because it's true. I think those grapes are very unique. They only grow in Spain, and so understanding what they each bring to the sparkling wine is very important.
It's very important as well, because you can do different blendings in different proportions, and then you achieve different kind of cavas. So for example, for the Nature, that's another kind of cava that we make. We use more Xarel·lo because we want to age longer, have more aging with this. So Xarel·lo permits it. You have more body, so more acidity, and for long time aging, it's better with more proportion of Xarel·lo. So for Nature, with Xarel·lo, we achieve it. So then we put 80% of Xarel·lo and then a little bit of Macabeo and small proportion of Parellada, because we want this. We want to achieve this body, this texture in the mouthfeel, and this roundness with the Xarel·lo variety. But if you want to have this enjoyable and easy drink and young cava, it's preferable to have more parellada. So with these three, you can play in different proportions. So it's interesting.
Yes, and you were telling me, I think yesterday, that one of these grapes are in a bush vine, aren't they?
Yes.
It's a Xarel·lo. Is it the Xarel·lo that grows in a bush vine?
The Xarel·lo we have in a bush vine. And here in Penedès was very typical to have Xarel·lo in bush vine, because it was the variety that has more keep balance with the size of bunch, the size of grapes, because Macabeo is quite big, Parellada as well, and the Xarel·lo is smaller. And with this structure of the plant, it's better to do it, and it's better to cultivate it and to take care of it. When you have the typical conductions of the vines, of the plants, it's good as well, of course. But if you want to have a long age vineyard with a long years old, it's better to have in bush vine. And now we have new plantations that we are doing another time. So in the past, our grandfathers have done it for a reason, that it was very, very important for this developing and this for the leaves, for the having good circulation of the air, for avoiding the fungus and the humidity. It's very, very interesting. And now we are recuperating this tradition method for planting and for having the new plots. So it's very important. And today, if you want, I have one Xarel·lo for tasting.
Oh, nice. Yes, please. I'd love to learn more about Xarel·lo. I feel like it's a very interesting grape. And oh, perfect. That's beautiful bottle. Wow, that's gorgeous. Okay, so you bottle 100% pure Xarel·lo that is also in bush vines, which also about bush vines is you end up doing everything by hand, don't you?
Yes. But in biodynamics as well, you need to do a lot of things that are manual, that usually are the preparations of these plants that I explained to you. And for special plots, for special wines, it's important to have these bush vines, these plants that you take care more of them. So usually, I don't know if you have heard someone that said, if you talk with plants, they are beautiful, they are pretty. It's a little bit of this. Talking with them, but well, if you want.
Yeah.
But with these studies that I have made with biodynamics, with the cosmos, with this relationship with nature, it seems that you can laugh with it, of course, we can. But the plants are obeying plants that are communicating with the environment, with the soil, with the animals, and sometimes with you, but we are not communicate with them as the same relationship that we know. So it's important to observe. The philosophy of biodynamics says, observe a lot, think this, feel it, and then done it. So in this sequence, because sometimes you do a lot of things without feeling, without thinking, and without observing.
Yeah.
And in the farming and in a lot of things in the life, but in the farm, it's very important to observe your plot, to observe your animals, your forest, your people that are working there. So if you take care of this, if you be aware of this, you have more success usually. And then you do the same with another phases of your life, with your work, with your family, with your sons, whatever you want. If you do this, observing, then thinking, feeling, and finally doing the thing that you think, thought or felt, it's better. You have more success. And as Rudolf Steiner said, if you drink or eat with biodynamic food, usually you have the brain, the mind more clear, more open to do this and to understand things that you have in your environment. So for this reason, planting in bush vines and having the typical varieties from the past, the typical process that the grandparents have done. So it's important to have this knowledge that sometimes we have lost. So it's important. Another philosophy. I'm a
I
philosopher.
love that. Yeah, no, like if exactly when you fuel your body with the correct items, then you become more clear spiritually to do what's right. That's very interesting. Yes. So this is the Shirello you have that's 100%. And obviously this probably doesn't go around the world to export, even though I know you export your wines around the world, but this is something very special to your winery, isn't it?
Yes, because Calcari was the first Shirello that we have done in monovarietal, because in the past was done, but then with the Cava, with the history of the region, a lot of farmers forgot this variety as a whole variety, only with Shirello. And just 25 years ago, 25 years ago, the wineries decided to make another time this still wine without bubbles with this variety that was usually used for making the sparklings. Yeah. And the first farmer said, no, it's impossible. Shirello, still wine, and 100%, it will have a bad aging. And no, now we are doing just since 2003, the 100% Shirello of Calcari, the 100% Shirello of the bush vines, and some plots that are very old. And we have a good aging of it, and we are very proud. And here we put Calcari. Calcari is the type of soil that we have. That's very, very important here, because we have a lot of chalk, a lot of this kind of earth that brings to the plant this vitality, this force that I have explained. And here with this Calcari, you can feel the pureness of the Shirello, this body, this texture that in the cavas, in the sparkling, felt in the mouthfeel that you have. So here with this, we demonstrate that we can do 100% Shirello with good success. So
cheers, yay!
That we are very happy to.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm looking forward to coming to Spain and trying that with you at the winery sometime soon.
And we can, I invite you and your colleagues and the people that are your followers that are seeing this post, that you are invited to come here, to pay a visit, to show our wines and our biodynamic process, the vineyards as well in the mountain, because we have in the mountain. We are only 30 minutes south of Barcelona, so it's very, very close to Barcelona. And for sure, when the pandemic crisis and the world and the planets have the permission, I invite you to come here to visit us. So thank you, Angela. I don't know if we are on time or...
Oh, we're perfect. I think, one thing I just wanted to sort of maybe close off with is I know you were talking about the tea, that flower tea that you put around and you use on the vines. What do you do with the horn? Just for people that don't necessarily maybe know what to do with that big horn, what do you do with that?
With the horn, with some plants, we do the infusion, the tea.
Yeah.
And with the horn, we make some preparations that are specifically for, one is for the roots of the plant, and the other for the leaves, for the vegetal part. So here I have the result of these preparations. I don't know if you can see this brown, white. This brown, it's the manure that we fill inside the horns. So in autumn, it's the moment to make this preparation with manure, cow manure. We fill this horn, we bury it into the earth, and then 6 months later, we take it out and we put in a recipient, in a box, in order to apply in the next autumn, dilute it in water, and like a rain through the soil for giving force, for giving biodiversity, for giving life into the soil. So it's important to the strength of the roots. Then the other, the white, it's another preparation that it's with the horn, another time, but with the quartz stone. I don't know if you know.
Yes. Yeah.
The quartz, the watches that we have usually are from
quartz, the watches,
stone. So this stone we break very hard, and when we have this dust, this powder,
quartz dust,
we mix with water. We put this soup hot wood inside the horn, and another time we buried it into the earth, and later, 6 months later, we take it out and we obtain this powder. Okay. This powder, another time we dilute in water, but this is for the leaves. This is for the growing the plant. So this is an application for the spring and the other for autumn. So these two different moments, and applied in different moments for different reasons, for having this vitality into the plant. So this is the special and
So there's twice a vintage you're using that with different ingredients to help basically refresh the terroir, right? Yes. Rebalance out the terroir with natural elements.
It is. It's true. Yes.
Well, thank you.
Go ahead. What I teach to the students in the universities, in the schools, and here in the winery, when you will come here, I can explain you here in life.
You can put me to work. Put me to work. Yes, you're a very busy lady. I mean, from winemaking, and now you're teaching, and this is thank you so much for your contribution to wine and for innovative and bringing your message to the world. I really appreciate it. And I think I want to just end off with, we were talking about the fruit days and the root days, and how maybe people can integrate this concept into their life. There's a free app that you can download, and we talked about it yesterday. I think it was called When Wine Tastes Good. And it tells you today when the wine will taste good. I mean, this is probably a more generic version of it, but it's an easy way to do it for the regular person.
Tomorrow the 12th, Friday, will be a flower day. So it's good for taking this Calcari or
the sparkling,
Sparkling, perfect. And then the following day is flower 2. Then on Sunday until Tuesday will be leaf day, so. Then comes fruit day. It will be the Wednesday 17th and Thursday 18th, and another time will came Friday the 19th. That another time like today, root day, for intensive priorats or California wines or whatever you have there.
So bigger, fuller bodied red wines are for root day wines. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah.
So for this kind of wines, the root day, it's good.
Well, Marta, thank you so much for sharing your story. I look forward to seeing you and sharing your wines with Canadians and wine enthusiasts everywhere. I hope you enjoyed today. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you, Angela, and cheers, and take care, and
Cheers to you. Ciao.